Hey guys, my name is Matt Johnson with whoismatt.com, and I've always been a big advocate of using ND filters when filmmaking to make sure that your image is properly exposed, even in bright sunlight. As a wedding filmmaker though, this presents some difficulty. Mostly because ND filters are extremely slow to screw on and take off a camera. There's nothing worse than being indoors filming a couple and suddenly the photographer is like, hey, let's all go outside. And you're like, hold on a second, I gotta get my ND filter, it's really bright. Don't kiss or anything, it's just a second. It sucks. This has led to many wedding filmmakers opting to completely forego using an ND filter at all, and instead choosing to crank their shutter speeds to adjust exposure, which results in jagged, overly sharp movements, especially when recording at 24 frames per second. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I've cheated many times and cranked my shutter speed whenever I really should have been using ND filters. But I would prefer to use NDs every time. Today, I want to share with you two tools that you can use to properly expose your footage as quickly as possible. One of them I've been using for a long time, but I don't think I've ever really talked about. Sorry for keeping secrets from you. The other tool is a brand new piece of gear that I recently had sent to me that is very impressive. And before we get started, for the sake of ethics, I want you to know that this video isn't paid or sponsored by either of these companies. One of them did send me their product. The other one, I've spent literally hundreds upon hundreds of dollars buying this product over the years. But regardless, neither of these companies has any say in this video, and the first time they're going to be seeing it is the same time that you see it whenever I upload it to YouTube. Let's start with the tool I've been using the longest. This is a zoom adapter, spelled X-U-M-E. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This adapter solves the biggest problem when it comes to using ND filters for most filmmakers: the amount of time that it takes you to put on and take off the filter. Through the power of magnets, the zoom adapter takes you from this, slowly screwing on your adapter, hoping you don't cross-thread it, to this. All right, I'm ready to film. That's so impressive, by the way. First time I saw that, I was like, what? Magic? No, it's magnets. Zoom adapters are really simple magnetic rings that come in two parts. The first part has filter threads and a magnet on it that screw into a lens and can be left on it permanently. The second version has a metal ring and more filter threads that mounts to a lens filter. Put one on your lens, one on an ND filter, and you have virtually instant access to ND filtration whenever you need it. This is such a simple value proposition that it's made it easy to use and recommend zoom adapters for years. I have a set of these on every single lens and filter that I own. That said though, there are a few cons and issues that you do need to be aware of. First, zoom adapters aren't exactly cheap. At $34 for a lens adapter and $14 for a filter holder, or $55 for a kit that includes a lens adapter and two filter holders, this price can add up quickly, especially if you have a lot of lenses and filters. That said though, for the price, they are very well built, and in the 6 or 7 or more years I've been using these things, I think I've managed to break one of them. They should last. The second con you need to be aware of with the zoom adapters is the potential for lens vignetting. Anytime you put any sort of filter modification on your lenses, you're risking the chance of some sort of vignetting. And because the zoom adapter is adding some length to your lens, and then you're adding a filter on top of that, there's definitely a chance you'll be seeing some vignetting, especially with wider lenses. Next con, you're not going to be able to use your regular lens cap with zoom adapters. Because of the way that the magnetic adapter is shaped at the end of the lens, I've not had any success using traditional lens caps. Instead, Zoom sells their own magnetic lens caps that work quite well, but at $16 per cap, it is definitely more expensive than any cheap generic lens cap available online. Lastly, you need to be aware that zoom adapters are not a one-size-fits-all system. You need to make sure that your lenses and ND filters are the same size, otherwise you may find yourself needing to buy step-up rings to ensure they work with all of your lenses. Well, Matt, okay, zoom adapters sound cool, but they seem to have a lot of cons. And honestly, I never really listed them out before, but yeah, that is a lot. I will maintain though, that the benefits have far outweighed the cons for me. And like I said, I've used zoom adapters for over 6 years without complaint. That said though, what if there was another tool you could buy? Something that has all of the pros of the zoom adapters, but none of the cons. Would that interest you? Introducing the RevoRing combination step-up filter, polarizer, and ND filter. It does it all. My friends at H&Y sent this thing over, and it is very impressive. So what makes the RevoRing so special? To start, it works just like a zoom adapter in that you can put it on and take it off very quickly, but this time there's no magnets required. Instead, you hold it up to your lens, twist, and it's attached. Very fast, and just like the zoom adapters, there's no time wasted screwing a filter on and off. Unlike the zoom adapters though, which are just magnetic rings that you have to buy an ND filter for, the RevoRing has a very high quality variable ND filter built in. This will block up to 10 stops of light depending on what lenses you're using, and in my testing, my footage still looks sharp and I haven't seen any color cast. Oh yeah, there's a polarizer too. Excellent for minimizing reflection in your shots. And both the ND filter and polarizer can be changed independently using these little guide pins. One big improvement these filters make over much of the competition too is the added inclusion of markers on the side that help you know the level of filtration you're getting. You also get hard stops that'll help keep you from getting the X pattern that variable NDs show when they're turned up too high. Now there are two other features of the RevoRing that make it awesome. First, remember how I told you that with zoom adapters you can't use your stock lens caps anymore? With the RevoRing, you don't have to worry about it because it comes with a magnetic lens cap. Of course, unlike zoom adapters, you can also remove the entire RevoRing just as quickly as you put it on, and then use your regular lens caps too. Alright, I've saved the best feature of the RevoRing for last. For the longest time, I've been really lucky. Most of the lenses I've used have had the same filter thread size of 77mm, meaning that I didn't have to use a step-up ring to make my ND filters work with other lenses. Unfortunately, that all changed when I upgraded to the Sony a7S III and subsequently began upgrading to new autofocus lenses, many of which have different focal lengths. I've still got 77mm filter threads, but I also have 67, 72, and 82mm now. But here's where the magic of the RevoRing comes in. Instead of needing to purchase new step-up rings for all these lenses, as well as new zoom adapters to make sure my filters work, oh, and a new ND filter that's 82mm in size, I can save money and just get the RevoRing for $219 and have an ND filter that works with literally any lens that has a filter thread between 67 and 82mm. I've spent more on just a standard ND filter before, so having all of these features for $219 is really awesome. Also, as an added bonus, because the RevoRing is mounting directly to the lens too, I don't have to worry about vignetting as much either. It's closer to the lens, so it should vignette less than the zoom adapters. That will depend on your lens though. So let's wrap this video up. If you're a filmmaker that wants a fast way to put on and take off ND filters, I think both zoom adapters and the RevoRing are a great choice. Which one should you buy? I think that's going to come down to how many lenses you own and what filter thread size they are. If you already own an ND filter and all of your lenses are the same filter thread size like mine used to be, I think that zoom adapters are an easy choice that won't break the bank. But if you have a wide variety of lenses with a wide variety of filter thread sizes, I think the RevoRing will work faster and potentially be cheaper than investing in zoom adapters and step-up rings for all of your lenses. It's a great all-in-one option. I'll be sure to link down in the description to the zoom adapters, some high-quality ND filters that I recommend, and the magical RevoRing. And as a heads up, at the time of making this video, the RevoRing is quite new and only available for pre-order, but it should be shipping soon. With that, thank you so much for watching. It would be a huge help to me if you would consider liking this video and subscribing if you want to see more videos like it in the future. Also, if you happen to be a wedding filmmaker like me, you should join my Facebook group. It's linked down in the video description. Also, if you happen to be a wedding filmmaker, you probably want to book more couples and film more weddings. To help you out with that, I've created a free guide that's going to walk you through some practical steps that you can take right now in your business to book more couples and film more weddings. It's a completely free gift to you. You can download it at the link down in the video description. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.